CEO of Avinor, together with Lars Kobberstad, who will do a joint presentation on the test arena. The floor is yours, gentlemen.
Thank you, Ruud, and thank you for your introduction. And good morning to everyone. As we heard from the Norwegian Minister, it is a very clear political statement now to continue developing Norwegian aviation to meet the future requirements regarding low and zero emissions. It's no doubt about that. And we are, of course, very, very pleased for the strong support from the Ministry. And this is, this time, not just words, no, it's real financial support to speed up the green shift in Norwegian aviation. And we, as the National Aviation Authority and Avinor, as by far the biggest airport operator and air navigation service provider, we are both owned by the Norwegian state. And we both have responsibility for facilitating testing and introduction of new technology in Norwegian aviation. And therefore, first we must understand the challenges and opportunities of the new technology, and at the same time, as we are using the test arena, we can make it possible to build competence both for ourselves and for you as the operators. The status right now for the test arena is that we have recently published a so-called call for interest within Europe and EU. And this is for manufacturers and operators who want to enter first enter into some letters of intent, and then later on maybe into final agreements for the best qualified concepts. And for the first year, which will be next year, 2025, we now have the resources in place to build the structure and test one concept, maybe more, but at least one concept. And then new concepts will follow, and for us, this is absolute, having a pragmatic and practical approach on this with a long-term perspective. So, Abraham, please.
The government has described the ambition in aviation strategy specified through the National Transport Plan, and also allocated funds in the proposed state budget for 2025. For Avinor, it's a clear strategic goal to be a driver and a facilitator in driving towards the transition towards low zero emission aviation. I very much enjoyed the last conversation, which pointed out the enormous spread of the value chain, which has to come together in a very long-term perspective. So there are so many things that has to be learned from technology, financing, from a procedure, from regulatory, from operational point of view. And this test arena is then our Avinor and CAA's response to how we can operationalize the transition towards zero-emission aviation. The goal of the test arena is to work on the knowledge development, on concrete testing and demonstration, very concretely. Avinor provides sufficient infrastructure on ground, as well as air, in terms for the players who are ready to test their new technology in an operational environment. And for Avinor, is in a situation where we can combine also the ground and the air, which is an advantage to try to get more easier transition for the players who wants to test their technology. Generally, the entire network of airport is made available for testing and demonstration. And as you know, we cover both small, large, harsh environment, different types of environments, so you can test in different setups according to the needs of the players. The testing will aim to reduce the barriers in further upscaling and commercialization both of the technology, both from a financial perspective, but also from a safety perspective. The test arena is about addressing the whole entire ecosystem. We're working also with, as Enova presented, we're also working towards other players who are making other support programs made available for the ecosystem. The test arena itself does not directly finance aircraft manufacturers or airlines. However, the ambition is then, the ambition is to implement one battery concept in 2025, and also simultaneously start working on the one hydrogen track. Lars?
Thank you. We at the CAA, our main responsibility in this work with the test arena is to develop a so-called regulatory sandbox. And we will of course design this sandbox in close cooperation with EASA, with Avinor, and with you, the industry. And we have already started this work because, as we have said, it's not that 2025 is not that far away, so we have to work quite efficient and fast. And as far as we know, it is quite unique that this regulatory sandbox that we will facilitate. It will be facilitated for learning, for, as you said, Abraham, for the entire ecosystem. And we will start investigating whether we have the necessary flexibility in the regulations today that we have, and we will establish a framework together with the EASA for this kind of operations. And furthermore, of course, we will try to create, and we will do that, a good environment for testing pre-certified aircraft in a new infrastructure. So it's many new things at the same time here. And the goal is, of course, to have safe test operations, both on ground and in the air. And then it is important for us as an authority to gain regulatory knowledge and to understand whether the present standards and regulations as they are today, are they good enough, or whether we should address needs to adjust or change the regulations. And therefore, those who use the test arena, they must be willing to contribute, to develop, and to share the knowledge they have. We have a strong culture for sharing knowledge in aviation when it comes to safety. And I hope that we can build on this very, very good culture when it comes to also sharing knowledge about new technology. We will also have the responsibility to issue permits to carry out test flights, and we will oversee the necessary cooperation with EASA. We will contribute to a good safety management during the testing and before the testing, of course, and to the safe integration of the new technology. And we also know, and we will include all the system, aviation system, but not only the aviation system, we will also include the energy providers. So, Abraham, how does the market look?
Yeah, it's, we're building up a structured approach to the market. The market has responded positively. We are in several dialogues with several players at the moment. Some are more mature than others, and, but this is a long-term effort. That's the existence of the whole thinking. We're open to collaboration for both new players as well as established players, domestic players as well as international players. This involves learning and maturing of technology, organizational business models, as was excellently presented by the Swedish minister in terms of how the route development is taking place, and also the stack explanation that Birgit applied in terms of there's so much to be learned both from different angles: operational, finance, organizational, technology, regulatory, and so on. A structure has been established in terms of screening the potential projects, and we've set up a set of criteria such as potential for emission reduction, degree of innovation, degree of technological maturity, implementation capabilities, and value creation, including knowledge development. We expect to sign a letter of intent within the coming weeks, I'd say. And we're very much looking forward to how we can drive this forward. I have to say that we are a bit impatient because we need to get now down to actual moving forward. However, this is long-term commitment, and that's exactly why it's so important to bring so many people together and rallying around the topic as we do on this arena as well as on many other arenas. So we're looking forward to how we can proceed. That concludes from us, I guess.
Yeah,
So